I'm going to drop out to Stanford. This machine is going to change the world.
These kids don't overthink. They don't get bogged down about the way things have always been done. They want to change things now.
What compelled you about the story of Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos?
How the hell did she get that many people to support her device? You know, it's there. Everybody I meet is like, oh God, that story, amazing, right? God, amazing. which is precisely why the show was being made, because it's fascinating. And Hollywood's making shows about every grifter, every con, every fraud. Like, we want to watch that. And I am no different than anybody else when it comes to the rise and fall train wreck. It's I come from a really empathetic spot as an actor in general. I always want to explore and investigate. I should have been a fucking journalist. No, I would have been terrible, but I'm better as an actor. We all do this. We do the same thing. We investigate. We want to know why. Most human beings are curious, and she, you know, she was really smart and really captivating. And this opportunity came up, and I'm like, I was fascinated by this woman, and I would love to get in her head.
Did you relate to her ambition at all?
Not quite. I have ambition for sure. I mean, I wouldn't have, gotten where I am without it, but I think her ambition went over the edge. I think her ambition, kind of got in her way after a while. It got her very far, and then she kind of lost her footing. So I can't say that I relate to it at that level, but I definitely know it's important to have ambition.
What was the biggest challenge of playing her, Amanda?
I think the biggest challenge was playing the fall, because at that point I'd already really gotten to know her and started to care about, well, I definitely cared about my version of her, but I cared about her as a human being. I mean, she just had a baby, and like real life was happening while we were shooting. The trial was happening. I was getting more information about the relationship between Sunny and Elizabeth, and it was just hard to separate after a while. And so it was tricky to kind of pull myself back from what was really happening to be able to stay focused on the story that we were telling. And so when I was portraying her making the choices that she made that eventually led to her being convicted of fraud, I was just having a little bit of my psyche was in conflict.
You mentioned train wrecks, and I'm curious, why do you think we gravitate, and why do these stories, fall from grace type stories, resonate with people so deeply?
Because it could be any of us. Because we're fallible, and even the smartest, most well-intentioned person could make a bad choice, and it could all go wrong. It's like we want to watch a cautionary tale. We want to watch something scary. And then part of it is I'm satisfied. Like, it's very satisfying to watch someone who's taken advantage of me or us or society or people in general get held accountable. It feels good to see justice being served too, so you want to rise up with them, and then you want to watch them fall. And it's just like, we're human beings, there's it all has to do with us. It all reflects back at us. And also, we're pretty complicit in helping these people rise to these ranks, like how many people put money into her business without seeing a single device or a test being done accurately. So how did she, because of us, a collective?
You say in one scene, what would you do if you weren't afraid to fail? So Amanda, did you see this as like a cautionary tale for unbridled ambition?
Yeah, I think it's definitely educational. I think it's a reminder that the whole fake it till you make it thing is fine. We're so easily influenced as a society.
Okay, last question then. What was your final assessment of her?
There's something really beautiful about her. Maybe it's naivete or just blind optimism. I don't know what it is, but I still feel like there might be some innocence there. And I still don't know anything about her. That's just
Wow.
speculation.